Spanning the Detroit River between Detroit, Michigan and Windsor, Ontario, the Gordie Howe International Bridge is a new 6-lane border crossing connecting the United States and Canada. It officially opened to traffic on July 27, 2026, after years of planning, engineering, political negotiations, and one of the largest infrastructure construction efforts in North America. But this bridge was not built simply to shorten a journey. It was built to protect one of the most important economic relationships on Earth. The Windsor-Detroit corridor carries approximately 30% of Canada-United States trade transported by truck. More than $274 million in goods can move through this gateway in a single day. A delay here does not remain in Detroit or Windsor. It can affect factories, warehouses, stores, and supply chains across an entire continent. For decades, much of this traffic depended on the Ambassador Bridge, along with the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel and other specialized crossings. But as trade increased, so did the need for greater capacity, stronger border facilities, and another reliable route across the river. The result is a bridge unlike any other in North America, approximately 2.5 kilometers long. 6 traffic lanes, 2 massive towers, a clear main span of 853 meters, with no support pier placed inside the Detroit River. That makes it the longest cable-stayed main span in North America. And behind those statistics is an even bigger story. How do two countries build a bridge together without disrupting one of their busiest trade corridors? Before traffic could cross the river, engineers first had to build foundations strong enough to carry millions of journeys. And that meant beginning far below the surface. A cable-stayed bridge appears almost weightless, a narrow deck, suspended beneath lines of steel, floating above the river. But behind that elegance are enormous forces: the weight of the roadway, moving vehicles, winter ice, wind, temperature changes, and the constant tension created by hundreds of cables. The bridge towers were constructed entirely on land, allowing the main span to cross the Detroit River without piers obstructing the shipping channel. Each tower is supported by foundation shafts drilled approximately 36 meters into the bedrock. Once completed, the towers rose 220 meters, or 722 feet, above the river. Their inverted Y shape was not chosen only for appearance. The structure transfers the enormous weight of the bridge deck through the stay cables into the towers, and finally into the foundations below. The bridge uses 216 stay cables, 108 connected to each tower. Inside those protective outer pipes are thousands of individual steel strands. Each cable was tensioned with precision, allowing it to support a specific part of the bridge deck. Too little tension, and the deck could move out of position. Too much, and the structure could experience unnecessary stress. Together, the cables create a balanced system, each section supporting the next. The bridge deck was constructed outward from both sides of the Detroit River. Canadian crews advanced from Windsor. American crews advanced from Detroit. Section after section, the two countries moved toward the same point. Then, in 2024, the remaining gap was closed. For the first time, the two sides became one continuous international crossing. It was more than a construction milestone. It was the physical connection of two nations in the middle of a river. The project was overseen by the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, a Canadian Crown corporation created to deliver and manage the crossing. Its private sector partner, Bridging North America, was responsible for designing, building, financing, operating, and maintaining the bridge and its 2 ports of entry under a public-private partnership. The consortium includes major infrastructure firms such as ACS Infrastructure, Fluor, and AECON, while AECOM led the design work. The final estimated project value reached approximately 6.4 billion Canadian dollars. That figure covers far more than the bridge itself. It includes border inspection plazas, approach roads, tolling infrastructure, and the new Michigan interchange connecting the crossing directly to Interstate 75. Because this was never designed as one isolated structure, it was designed as a complete transportation system. The engineering created the bridge, but the connections on either side are what make it truly valuable. An international bridge does more than cross water. It must also cross laws, security systems, customs procedures, and two national borders. That is why some of the most important parts of this project are not located above the river. They are found at both ends of the bridge. The Canadian port of entry covers approximately 53 hectares, while the American facility covers approximately 68 hectares. Together, they include dozens of primary inspection lanes, commercial examination facilities, advanced scanning technology, tolling systems, and secure areas designed to process passengers and cargo around the clock. Canada describes its facility as the country's newest, largest, and most technologically advanced land port of entry. It was designed for both speed and security. For nearly a century, the Ambassador Bridge has served as the most recognizable road connection between Windsor and Detroit. It remains an important crossing, but it is privately owned, and traffic approaching it can interact with local urban roads. The publicly owned Gordie Howe International Bridge introduces something different, a direct highway-to-highway connection, linking Ontario's Highway 401 to Interstate 75 in Michigan. The new bridge is not intended to erase the older crossing. It provides an alternative, additional capacity, and redundancy, because depending too heavily on one major route creates risk for both countries. Modern manufacturing depends on timing. A component may cross the border several times before becoming part of a finished product. When a border crossing slows down, production lines can quickly feel the impact. Past disruptions in the Windsor-Detroit corridor have shown how a single delay can create hours of congestion and economic losses reaching far beyond the border itself. The new crossing gives businesses another route and governments another layer of resilience. Yet the bridge is not only for trucks and cars. A protected multi-use path allows pedestrians and cyclists to cross the international border. It forms part of the Trans-Canada Trail system, turning a major trade bridge into a new public connection between two communities. For the first time, people can experience the Detroit River crossing at a human pace, not behind a windshield, but on foot or on two wheels. Steel and concrete created the crossing, but its real purpose is movement. Movement of goods, movement of people, and movement between two countries whose economies have been connected for generations. The most important bridges do more than connect two shores. They connect industries, communities, opportunities, and sometimes entire nations. The Gordie Howe International Bridge carries all four. The bridge carries the name of Gordie Howe, the Canadian hockey legend who became an icon in Detroit while playing for the Red Wings. The name was announced in 2015, honoring a man whose life connected Canada and Michigan long before the bridge did. Even the curve of the bridge towers was designed to reflect the movement of a hockey stick during a slap shot. A subtle architectural tribute built into one of North America's largest structures. The project also became a major regional employer. Since construction began in 2018, more than 14,000 workers contributed across Canada and the United States, while hundreds of local businesses participated in the project. Community benefit programs supported training, employment, public spaces, and improvements in neighborhoods on both sides of the river. The bridge changed the skyline, but it also changed lives long before the first public vehicle crossed it. The bridge is jointly owned by Canada and Michigan. Canada financed the project with the investment intended to be recovered through future toll revenue. After those costs are repaid, net revenues are shared under the binational agreement. It is a long-term infrastructure investment designed to operate not for one political term, but for generations. For years, the Gordie Howe International Bridge existed only in plans. Then came negotiations, land acquisition, engineering, construction, a global pandemic, and thousands of individual challenges that had to be solved one by one. Today, the bridge is open. Its towers stand above the Detroit River. Its cables carry the weight of an international highway, and its 6 lanes provide a new route through one of the most important trade corridors in North America. But the true scale of this project cannot be measured only in meters, dollars, or tons of steel. It will be measured in the journeys it makes possible, the factories it keeps moving, the businesses it connects, and the relationship it strengthens between two neighboring nations. Because the greatest bridges do not simply cross rivers, they overcome distance, they reduce uncertainty, and they create connections strong enough to carry the future.